there. Welcome to another Thursday haul video. This is Comic Book Hangover. This is my little part of the YouTube universe, and here I just like to mostly just talk about the comic books that I pick up every week. Of course, New Comic Book Day is on Wednesday. Even though DC now puts their books out on Tuesday, I still get all my books on Wednesday because that's just tradition. That's just how it should be. So I've got kind of a mix of stuff this week. There was a sort of a community yard sale this past weekend. I went there with my family and wound up finding some comic books there. I've also got books that I got this week, yesterday, at my local comic shop, as well as some Free Comic Book Day books. And we'll talk about Free Comic Book Day here in a minute. But first, let me show you real quick the books that I picked up at this community yard sale. I was kind of surprised. They're in pretty good shape, too. I've got Toxic Crusaders. Grabbed issue 3. Sam Kieth cover. It's pretty cool. Let's put these right there. Issue 5. Another nice little cover there. This one made me chuckle when I saw it, so I'm not a fan of Captain Planet at all. Issue 6. That's awesome. Very funny. Issue 7, kind of right in the USA USA Network Express, or what do they call it? Cartoon Express. It was USA's cartoon block. I think it was on Sundays, and they would have all kinds of random cartoons on there. So Toxic Crusaders aired on there. And issue 8. This is a cover with inks by Sam Kieth. And looking at this issue, when I was rebagging it, this is the final issue. So it's just an 8-issue run, which means I only need issues 2 and 4 to complete the entire 8 issues. So I'm on the look for those. I'm going to look out for those. I get those, I'll have all of the Toxic Avenger and all of the Toxic Crusader series. So that was kind of cool. I didn't make out as well as my friend Cody did. I think he rated those bins early. And he wound up snagging the first appearance of Madame Xanadu, which is really awesome, and a bunch of EC reprints and some really other really cool books. So, but moving on to the books that I picked up this week. Transformers 84, Secrets and Lies, #1. I got cover A because I'm a huge Starscream fan, so anytime he's going to be on the cover, I will grab that one. It's done in the style of the Marvel comic book series from the 80s. And the only thing I'm confused on is where this takes place in continuity. They don't really say. I mean, it picks up after they did Transformers 84, a 0 issue, and I got it, I read it, and it was just kind of, I was not impressed with it. I don't even remember what happened in it. It really wasn't even enough to really call it a filler issue. It was just kind of a waste of money. But the art was really good. I liked the cover as well. So, I mean, I guess it wasn't a total loss, but it was just one of those things. Like, whatever. I got this book. I read it, put it away. This here, it seems to take place at the beginning of the Cybertronian Civil War between the Decepticons and the Autobots. Jetfire, Skyfire, whatever you want to call him, is with the Decepticons. So it's before in cartoon continuity, it's before he ended up crash landing on Earth. He's a Decepticon scientist. So it's kind of weird. The main storyteller here, your narrator, is Punch Counterpunch. He was an Autobot who was a spy. He would disguise himself or transform himself into a Decepticon called Counterpunch. And he's the one that's telling the story. So I'm hoping that within the next issue or two, we'll start getting some understanding, or I'll start getting some understanding as to what's going on. So if anybody out there has an idea where this book lies in the Transformers continuity, if it's in the cartoon continuity, which I doubt, if it's in the Marvel Comics continuity, which seems a little more likely just early in that continuity, or if it's just its own separate thing, just let me know in the comments down below. But it was a fun read. I mean, I'll check out the next issue or two just to see what's going to happen with it. Next up, let's do this one. I was so happy to get this one. I am a huge Lobo fan. So when I saw that Dark Knight's Death Metal 2 was going to have a Lobo variant cover, I asked oh so politely and oh so nicely my local comic shop to see if they could snag me a copy of this specific cover. And once again, and as always, they managed to pull through. I got the cover that I wanted. This also is the issue that sort of sets the groundwork for the Robin King character, who I think is going to make his first full appearance in the next issue. In issue 3, the Robin King variant cover in the next issue is amazing. I'm going to try to get a hold of that one, but I'm not going to hold my breath on that. But they kind of lay the groundwork for that. Also, the Batman Who Laughs, who was killed in the previous issue, is in a way resurrected and becomes a whole new character. He becomes, well, I don't know if I want to spoil it, but it's really interesting. So this whole Dark Knights thing, though, it's this just like the Transformers '84 thing, is kind of confusing. It's like, does this take place in the DCU proper continuity? Is its own separate continuity? I'm assuming it's its own separate continuity because they're not crossing it over with any of the main DCU books. So I'm taking it as its own continuity. But the way the story is written, it does get confusing from time to time as to what is going on, where and when are you in this universe. So they really should, I guess, slow it down a little bit and give us some more explanations as to what's going on. I mean, I even picked up the trades for the previous Dark Knights miniseries, and same thing on there. It was a great series, great read, but there were a lot of times where I was confused as to where we were and what the heck was going on. But it's still fun. It's nice to see something different. I'm really curious about this Robin King character, so I'm definitely gonna be sticking with it. Speaking of Robin, this issue 72 of Nightwing, featuring an appearance of my new favorite DC character, Punchline. I know, because of the coronavirus thing, her debut was really stifled, but I'm still enjoying the heck out of this character because I am one of the few that will openly say I am just sick and tired of Harley Quinn. She was a great character to begin with, but she's been shoved down our throats way too much, so I'm ready to move on to something new, and hopefully they don't do the same thing with Punchline. I really enjoy this character. But the main thing with this book, this was going to be the last one of these Nightwing issues that I was going to pick up. Then I got to that last page, and the whole thing with Nightwing's memory, something to do with memory. There's a crystal involved. This Court of Owls. Him trying to become somebody trying to turn him into a Talon. I'm not sure what that is, but everything is messed up in this guy's brain case right now. And man, that last page is it's jaw dropping. And I'm sure some people have seen the spoilers. I'm sure you've probably seen it online because this book came out on Tuesday, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's great, let's spoil everything on Tuesday." But if you haven't, you need to do yourself a favor and pick up this issue, because that last page is we're going into some different territory right now. And as I said before, this was going to be the last issue for Nightwing that I was going to pick up as part of this Journey to the Joker War story. But I'm going to stick with this for a little bit longer because I need to know what's going on. This is awesome. Great job to the creative team on that book. Speaking of creative teams, sometimes a book will come out that I'm not going to read it. I have no interest in it, but there's a creator on there, a writer, artist, or whatever that I really enjoy. This is one of those instances. Catwoman number 23, co-written by Blake Northcott and Sean Gordon Murphy, I believe. I was able to grab the variant cover. Wasn't really going to read it, but I figured, what the heck, why not? It's kind of a mistake because it's a really, really good read. It features an appearance of a character called Snowflame, who debuted in 1988, and his whole gimmick was, I guess, to have his powers, he had to use cocaine. He had to snort cocaine. So, needless to say, he didn't get used a whole lot. As a matter of fact, he got used once back in 1988. This, in 2020, is his second appearance. It's also a first appearance of a new character called Catgirl. Not sure what the deal is with her, but this is actually a really interesting read. I got to say, I'm really surprised with this. So, have my hats off to Northcott and to Gordon for putting out a really good book. And I gotta say, I think I might be hooked on this one as well. I've never really been much of a Catwoman reader, especially in her own book. She shows up in Batman, fine, whatever. But I've never really been much of a Catwoman reader, like following her own solo series to any extent at all. But issue 23 right here, I may be checking out issue 24 because this is a really good one. So another great job to the creative team there. Moving on, Free Comic Book Day got screwed up this year because of CV19. We had to delay Free Comic Book Day, and as the nonsense of this summer happened, or as I just refer to as 2020 happens, it became apparent that we weren't actually going to be able to do free comic book day. There was no way to have large groups of people in our local comic shops in the current environment. So what they decided to do is do free comic book summer. So every week, for the next couple of weeks, starting yesterday, our local comic shops will be getting a selection, sort of a handful of free comic book day titles that they can give away to their customers. So this week I grabbed X-Men. This is a prelude to an X-Men event. I haven't read this one yet. I'm going to, but this one it's a prelude to X of Swords, another X-Men event, because we have to have constant events with these. It also is going to feature an early appearance or a first appearance of a group of people who may or may not become the next Horsemen of Apocalypse. So this is something that X-Men fans are probably going to want to check out, especially considering that it is setting up the next big X event. The other one I grabbed, Power Rangers Road to Ranger Slayer. Now this one here, if you're a fan of the Power Rangers and if you've missed out on this Ranger Slayer character, she's a great character. She's an awesome character. One of my favorite new characters that they've introduced in this run. This is the book you want to check out. It's nothing really new. It is mainly a reprint of previous issues. So it kind of sets up her origin. You find out where the Ranger Slayer came from. You find out who she was and how she became Ranger Slayer. The end of this issue does set up the upcoming Ranger Slayer miniseries from Boom Studios that's going to be out hopefully soon in the next month or two. It's supposed to be sometime this summer, but with 2020 being the way it is, I'm not really holding my breath. But great series. It's a great read. If you're interested in Ranger Slayer, she's an awesome kick-ass character. I do highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on one of these, do yourself the favor. Speaking of Power Rangers, issue 51 came out. Now there's a lot of exciting news going on with Power Rangers right now. Boom Studios, we've got that Ranger Slayers miniseries. Boom Studios did announce that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers is going to be ending with issue 55, which I think is out in October, November, somewhere in there. And it will be replaced by not one, but two new regular ongoing books. The titles of which are, one series is going to be called Mighty Morphin, and the other series is going to be called Power Rangers. So it's I don't know if it's sort of like a nudge, nudge, wink, wink, or what, but it'll be fun. I'm enjoying this series so much. I'm gonna check out these new books. I'm a little disappointed that we finally get up to issue 50. We're gonna get this issue 55, and now we're starting over from number 1. I would have loved to have gotten Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 100, because anybody who knows me knows I'm a numbers guy. I love books that have high issue numbers. I've been known to drop a book if they keep starting it over from number 1. I'll drop it. I lose interest in it. Fantastic Four, Amazing Spider-Man, those are two great examples of books that, Fantastic Four, I've got a 99 issue run of that series. I started when they did the 9-cent issue, and when they did what I refer to as the fake final issue, because I knew they were going to start it over again, I dropped it. It's like, I'm done. I'm not starting over from number 1. But this series here, it's definitely going to be one worth checking out. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. In this issue here, you've got Lord Draken. I'll say Draken. He shows up, and they're trying to figure out what the heck it is that he is running from. Because if this guy, you're talking about a guy who, in the Shattered Grid series, just destroyed everything. Now, if there's something that's going to scare him, we need to know what it is, and we need to know soon. And like they said in the book, we need to know what it is and if it's coming here. The B story of this one features Lord Zed, who he's got plans, he's got machinations, he puts them into motion with this issue in a most extravagant way, in a most sticky way. It's kind of gross the way he does it, but it looks like it's another failure, another failure for Zed, a success for the Power Rangers, but he set them up. And the long and the short of it is, we get a new group of Rangers called the Dark Rangers. And I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm not going to tell you too much about it. I'll give you a bit of a teaser, a bit of a hint with the next book that I'm going to show you. But great. This is awesome. I'm just renewed excitement for a book that I was always really kind of excited about, except for that short story run after Shattered Grid. I really didn't care for it. But the bulk of this run I've really enjoyed. I will be keeping on board with it. But this Dark Rangers thing, as I said, a bit of a teaser. The Dark Rangers, this explains part of it. And that's all I'm going to say. This is the foil variant cover for this one. And the last one I'm going to show you, This was a Power Rangers 51 cover that I picked up. I saw it first, said, "Oh, this is kind of cool," and I'm trying to peel the price sticker off here. I probably should have done this one. Whatever. I'll leave it on there. My fiance saw it. She just said, "Buy it," because it's a sweet cover. This is the Lord Zed. I think this is like a trading card variant. But man, I love this cover. I've got another Lord Zed, the villains variant Lord Zed cover, and just she saw it, she loved it. I saw it, I loved it. I had to snag it, so I've got it in my collection right now. So that is awesome. Actually, I might even see about sending that one in to get it graded. I love that one so much. If I get it graded, I can throw it up on the wall somewhere. I'm trying to rearrange my room right now. So anyway, I'm rambling right now. So that's it. Those were all the books that I picked up this week. Thanks again for watching, and to my subscribers and the people who watch regularly, thank you very much. I do greatly appreciate it. Thank you for following me, for your support. If you want to have any kind of discussion about any of these books, especially the Transformers one, if you know what's going on with that one, please, in the description down below, let me know what's going on. Or not in the description, in the comments section down below, let me know what's going on with that one, because I really honestly don't know. I'm not sure if I like it or not, so it's kind of a weird book to continue. But beyond that, I mean, that Joker War thing is awesome. DC is blowing it out of the water with Joker War, with this Darkest Night, or Dark Knight, or whatever this thing is called. Power Rangers is super exciting again. It's just some really good stuff. So those are just the few books that I picked up this week. Also, there was a book that came out this week called It Feeds What Kills It, or It Kills What Feeds It. I think It Kills What Feeds It. I got a variant cover for that one a little while ago. And that's a great book. If you do find that one at your local comic shop, I do recommend picking that one up. Especially if you're a fan of stuff like Something is Killing the Children. If you like sort of spooky, dark, atmospheric, story-driven, not really horror, but thriller, and books with really long, drawn-on titles, those are definitely books to check out. Something is Killing the Children, and It Kills What Feeds It. So I guess that's it. That's all I got for this week. So thanks again for watching. Please like the video, comment down below whatever you want to talk about. We'll talk about it. And yeah, if this is the first time you've ever watched one of my videos, I do this every Thursday. I do just a quick recap review of the books I pick up on Wednesday every week. So if you like what you see, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to my channel. I'd really greatly appreciate it. I'm getting real close to 100 subscribers, which I know for a lot of people it's like, huh, whatever, 100 measly subscribers. But for me to hit the triple digits would be awesome. So again, thanks for watching, and I will see you next week.